Galleria, I have a good friend, special guest, Mache, custom shoe designer. He has his own shoe. I believe he's here for, it's All-Star Weekend for the MLB. Let's go catch up with him real quick, see what's going on. Larry, what you doing right now?
Getting ready for Whatnot. Every Friday you can tune in, hang out with us, Private Selection, and we've got all the latest and greatest. Tons of bait tees you see being sorted right now. We will have hundreds of these things loaded up for quick 20-second sudden death action every week. All the new Private Selection merch, new Circus Maximus, Travis merch. There's all kinds of stuff that we have that will be rapid firing off 20-second sudden deaths starting at $1 only on the Whatnot app. See you guys every single Friday.
Everybody's already here. What's going on?
Oh, what's up?
Ian. Nice to meet you. What's going on? How you doing, Ian? Pleasure to meet you. The legendary.
Mache. What's up, bro? Good to
see you.
Good to
Finally,
see you, bro.
finally connected. We've been talking on Instagram for a long time.
For a while. Gotten some stuff from you, and
yeah.
We're in town for All-Star Game.
Very cool. Yeah, and that's what I was letting everybody know. You guys are here for All-Star Game.
Yeah.
Anything particular you guys are doing?
Well, we did some cleats for some of the Futures guys, and
Okay.
every year, like, we now make this like a boys trip. We go and make it like we did LA, we did Seattle last year, now we did this year. So
Very cool.
Yeah, so-
I heard you guys came to see the national anthem be sung.
bro.
Oh my.
We were watching it, and I was just like, Fergie's off the hook.
Yeah.
Fergie right now.
Yeah,
Like,
she's
she's so happy right now.
I may be wrong about this, but I feel like she already did this at an NBA game, and so
And
it's
she
like,
got called out for this?
Yeah.
Who booked her?
I feel like we've already.
Yeah.
Yeah. I feel like we've already
she's
been
going
through
to
this.
rehab now.
Oh, really?
She
Yeah.
posted that she was drunk and she's checking herself into
Yeah,
rehab.
that just.
Oh,
Because that's what I was seeing. She's a Grammy-nominated
That's what my
artist.
wife was saying.
There's no way
Time.
She was like, yeah, she's like a country singer. We were like,
She was like trolling. It was the weird little.
If she's going to she's going to rehab. She was drunk.
Legit said she was drunk on her Instagram today.
Yeah.
Thank God. This is something.
Well,
Yeah.
then I'm sorry for that, Fergie. I hope you get the help that
It's
you
still
need.
Fergie then if she's
But-
drunk.
Yeah.
But I remember, like, you talk to people like in the stands, and I'm like, bro, what did that just happen?
Yeah.
Wow. It was rough.
And I saw a couple of the players were like trying not to laugh.
Oh,
They were like,
it was
I-
great.
Yeah.
The Clay Thompson moment from
Yeah.
what Fergie sang. It was Alec Boehm last night.
Yeah.
He couldn't hold it in.
Okay, so then I'm not tripping. That did happen before.
100%.
Yeah, no, it did.
Yeah.
Fergie was in the All-Star NBA All-Star game. Yeah.
But this was a different artist.
Oh, was it?
It wasn't
Different
Fergie. This
artist.
wasn't
It
Fergie.
wasn't Fergie.
No. This is a different artist.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
From something
yeah.
I read, but I guess maybe they were just referring to
Right,
that.
because they were
comparing.
yes,
Because it was like, oh,
Got
that's
you,
saying, like,
got
Fergie's
you,
off the hook now
got you,
because
got
this
you.
one
Okay,
was
all right.
worse.
Man.
Crazy.
Well, welcome to Galleria. This is our flagship store. We have 3 locations now. We actually haven't even shown our channel all of our stores yet.
Yeah.
But this is the flagship store. This is what we're known for. That room specifically.
That's what everyone knows about.
That's what everybody knows about. The $1 Million room.
Yeah.
We got tons of stuff in there. We also have what we call our museum. We try to add like a shelf in each one of our stores that we call our museum, and we have.
You'll see.
We'll get over there. But yeah, I mean, anything you want to let us know about that you have coming out? I see these.
Yeah, those are the Silver Surfers. That's what we dubbed them. So they're not called the Silver Surfers.
Okay.
That's just the
We don't wanna be
nickname.
sued.
Quotes.
Yeah, like they're the Breads. They're the Silver Surfers.
Right,
You got
right,
the Silver,
right.
You got the Max B's. That's what you got. So that was an iteration that kind of took a couple of different changes. Like the first one didn't have the shiny silver on it. Didn't have blue. It was like grays and black and orange.
Okay.
And it was dope in its own right. I was kind of going for like an off-white kind of deal.
Right.
And then it just kind of evolved into something else. And that's kind of the fun part about doing your own shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
This is you've had multiple iterations, different.
So this is the V2 runner.
Right.
So if you look at the bottom of the soles, has my signature. Like the first ones
Yeah.
were the V1, and we used the Vibram soles and stuff like that. And
Gotcha.
that was cool. Yeah, obviously Vibram's reputable. You know,
Yeah, sure.
Everyone knows about Vibram now.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny, but just for their quality and things like that, but. Just for logistics wise, with the V2, I just wanted to go and do my own thing. Because open tooling, obviously, if you work with the sizes that are there, or you pay for the molds to get made and whatever. And it ran its course. The V1s will still do, but for V2, I was like, all right, people are buying the shoe. It's time I can actually invest in myself and pay for the tooling to get me, because it's not cheap. That's the most expensive part of making the shoe.
Yeah,
That's why you see a lot of independent designers will use Vibram, because the tooling's already there. You don't have to invest for the R&D and all that stuff, and that's the biggest headache. So with the V2 we did that, and we've even done some hybrids where we did a V1 upper with the V2 bottoms.
Oh, really?
We dropped an Amsterdam colorway for 420,
very
and
cool.
was a big hit. And this is the Surfers that dropped 2 weeks ago on the site. I think we might have like a dozen pairs left on the site. So if someone wants to get a pair, there's a few left. We're not doing a pre-order on them. Once they're gone, they're gone.
When you made that transition to start doing your own shoe, did you take the trip overseas, or did you ask a few people and got put in the right?
So I have a friend, his name's Rich. He's been working and doing shoe design forever, like working in manufacturing and things like that. I know him for a decade. And he always says, like, whenever you want to do a shoe, you let me know.
Okay.
I already had the infrastructure set, all that good stuff. And I was cool, I was comfortable. I was like, I'm doing shoes for pro wrestlers. Like, I'm good, I'm paying my bills. I can do all that stuff. I'm like, I'm good. But then, I remember it was 2020 NBA All-Star weekend. And usually what I would do is I would work at NBA, whether it was with a brand or something like that, and I would do a shoot for like a dunk contest or an activation or whatever. And for the first time in years, I didn't get any phone calls from anybody. And I was just kind of like, damn, like I had a little FOMO, and I was like, I'm kind of fed up of having these brands kind of dictate my moves and where I'm going, because I was heavily relying on people coming to me, and that's just how I've been used to it. So in relationships and whatever. And when that happened, I was like, what? I was like, hit up Rich, and I was like, we're gonna hit the button. Let's try it. And and then obviously, pandemic happened, and we had some time to kill. So we went down. Sure. We went down and worked on. Actually, John came and we helped him work in the design process, and just started initial sketches and things like that. And then August 2020, the first the Centralia colorway of the V1 came out. Thankfully, not to say thankfully, but during the pandemic, a lot of disposable income was out there. People were buying stuff online, and it was a huge hit. And then I just wanted to see how orders were fulfilled and stuff like that. And like when I did it as a pre-order, and I did that more of as a solution to a problem, because people were getting fed up with sneakers app and not being able to get the shoes they wanted. So if they want them, I gave them an opportunity to get them. I kept the pre-order open for 72 hours. Plenty of time if you want to get them. It's you still get the dopamine rush if you want to get them really quick. Cool. But if you actually have a job and doing things, you can't be on your phone. So I gave them the weekend. So it gave everyone the opportunity that wanted to get them, but also like still kept the window small, so it's still limited. It can still kind of keep it niche and if you know kind of thing. So once the first orders went out, that's when I was like, okay, people now see that I'm going to deliver their shoes, make them feel comfortable. I didn't want to just drop it in the colorway, be like, we didn't get our other shoes yet. What are we doing? So then we dropped the next colorway, and then it became a monthly cadence when people started to get comfortable with how I roll things out and whatever.
How many colorways are you now deep into this?
Between the three silhouettes, we've definitely done well over like 30, 40 colorways.
Yeah, that's crazy.
All different stories, different packaging for every single one, and that's kind of where the cool part of like me being a customizer and telling the story still comes in. So doing the insoles, doing the boxes, it's all custom, telling stories and stuff
but
like that.
you've been able to build your own brand as arguably one of the originals when it comes to customizing and doing this. So I mean, I feel like you probably have like diehards that are just sold on you, and you could put out anything at this point. It's kind of what I'm getting at.
No, I get it,
and I feel like you'd have a lot of people who are going to support and buy it.
Well, right. I feel like people, obviously, it's a lot easier to support someone who's a good guy.
Yeah.
I think if they're an egomaniac, it's a little like, okay, I won't throw.
I mean, sometimes people like that, and they spend their money.
They do,
too.
but that's not me, and I'm not going to be that guy for the sake of just moving some units. I mean, I've always been that guy. These guys have known me forever. Yeah. And no matter what celebrity I'm hanging out with, I'm still the same guy. I go home, I still got to take out the trash. You know what I mean? Even the wife at home, she's busting my balls.
For the younger guys who may not know, what was your introduction into this world? When did you start? Who was your first big client?
Well, I mean, I've been doing custom sneakers for over 20 years, and there was no big clients back then. I was doing it because I could literally count on two hands how many people in the world were doing what I was doing. It was Nike Talk, it was ISS forums, like if you were on top of the sneaker customization forum and on that thread, you were popping back then, and that was kind of how I was motivated by that. But and also like people didn't know what Angelus paint was. No, it was a guard secret. Like you couldn't just go get it. You couldn't order. You had to go to a fabric store in Manhattan, and in the back, and they were in little glass bottles, and like it was a big guarded secret for a while. And but then the people that were doing it, the OGs, OGs now, which is crazy to even consider myself like that. It was a lot of we would say, hey, we tried this technique, this works, and there was no competition. Like we were just all like artists or whatever, and then you have the JBFs that were doing the sewing, and like Jake was like 15 years old when he first started. I mean, he's still young as shit, but
I remember whenever back in the day, before I had any stores, I was just little me at SneakerCon. I was, damn, Mache dropped this. He's got these customs coming out. I'd be like, this is so. It's surreal for me to be here in this moment. Full circle is sick.
I remember like going to the Funk Master Vice car shows, and it was like the custom thing, like setting up the booth, and I was like winning best themed custom, and I was all excited because I like saw Ghostface, and like or Fat Joe saw my shit. Like I remember like at one of the Funk Flex shows, like I did a pair of customs for Joe and gave them to him. He had no idea who I was. I just looked up Terror Squad, Air Forces, totally like in hindsight they're terrible, but but then that was kind of like cool. Like I got a picture of Fat Joe.
Were you ever able to do anything for Joe after that?
We obviously we know each other. And I saw him in Super Bowl and whatever. He's not a big custom guy, but he does want to support it. And now that he's actually again like now that he knows about the shoes, now he messes with them. But it's one of those things that's like it's. I can only push it as far as I can, and then I have to rely on the community to help kind of get the word out and whatever.
That's how it works.
Yeah,
that's how it works. Joe's become a good friend of ours as well, so that's very cool to see that that's even how it started for you as well.
Yeah,
so super cool.
Show you guys a little bit of what we got going on in there, maybe the museum. Yeah, check this out. So when we first built this, it was actually COVID.
Oh, okay.
This actually used to be the dressing rooms of the store.
Oh, okay.
Then when COVID hit, we were like, well, nobody can use the dressing rooms. No one's shopping in stores. So they're like, why don't we turn it into something? And I was like, why don't we throw a roof on it and turn it into like a cave? So this is what we ended up with.
It's awesome.
Shoes in here have kind of changed, obviously, as the years have gone on.
Right.
We've had different things. Now, once SBs kind of popped off, this whole section kind of became like the SB section. But at one point we had off-whites here. Off-whites are now on this side. This is that section that I was talking about that we consider our museum.
Of course.
So, we have a couple things, a little pack we got from English Shoal. You're familiar with Drew?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we got those from Drew. These are a couple out of Scott's, our other business partner, this original 85s. M&M's.
Yeah, it hurts my soul seeing those bursts.
Yeah. And I think he has this one. This one I don't think is completely deteriorated, but his other pair that's actually in his size, the whole bottom's just done.
Yeah.
Of course, some Ray Allens.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I just saw actually? I just saw it wasn't Sotheby's. I forget one of the I think it was Heritage just did the Off-White Chicago one that has the exact same signature by Virgil, but it didn't have it on the box. I think it was at
30 something.
Is it? Yeah, like 30 something thousand. It was still getting.
I feel like I saw that too. It was like 30.
It was just very recent, like a couple days ago. It was still being bid on. But this one, Virgil signed both Prestos on both sides of the shoe, and then also the box. So I don't know. Maybe we'll throw that on an auction house one day. But
I remember. I got my Chicago ones from CC Sabathia early, because obviously Jordan Brandon, whatever. It was a payment for cleats I had done. Got them early, and I didn't like Chicago, so I painted them and I turned them into black toes.
What?
Yeah. And it was just kind of like, in hindsight, I sometimes
still have them.
Oh yeah, I still have them. I sometimes regret doing it. Sometimes because again, like I got them because of the shoe. Like I couldn't care what they were worth
for sure.
But then as the years went on, I'm like. All right. Well, my luck, they'll probably release a black toe version of it or something soon. I'm like, oh god. So
that's a crazy story.
Yeah.
We also have this one's kind of nuts. This is the one Bowerman Drive. Yeah. Well, it's for the it was for the exec team.
I remember hearing about that.
Yeah. So I think Virgil. Rumor had it that Virgil actually hand screened. Printed
I believe it.
On each one of those, and then the laces, I can't really see on that, but each lace, I think it says one team, so it was for all the execs. He did that.
Impressive on there.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And then so that's from an Essence in store that Virgil did. The P-Rod is actually, I believe, the wear test sample that Paul Rodriguez actually wore that Futura P-Rod, and it has on the actual box it says to P-Rod from Nike HQ.
Oh, that's awesome.
And it all just written on top. A couple other things, random other things. But each store we try to curate,
Shout out to Kelsey for designing the pink print.
There you go.
So the funny part was Kelsey was a customizer well before she started designing at Jordan Brand. She played field hockey at Penn State. Always been a beast artist.
Okay.
And when she got in there, it was kind of like, that's when you saw all like the dope PEs coming out, like the Tatum PEs and all these, all those like cool.
Yeah.
That's when you knew there was a customizer in there doing it because it was telling the stories, and you saw the level get up. But she designed the shoes for Nikki for the pink print tour.
I did not know that.
She signed it, and I remember she did another one too. She showed me all of them.
Okay.
And she was like, the one that Nikki picked was the ugliest one out of all of them. I remember seeing it. And I remember seeing, obviously, not that long ago, a lot of these pairs started to kind of.
Apparently, somebody in Nikki's camp had a bunch of the pairs just in a storage unit, and then they eventually were just like, let's just liquidate them all.
I believe it.
Yeah. So they just liquidated them all, and there was a moment. That's when we started getting pairs. Like they just came
had
on.
PG had them.
It makes me happy to hear things like that, because I think from a culture perspective, from the outside looking in, we always look at Nike and we're like, man, Nike needs to team up with these people and work with them. So it's actually very refreshing to see that it's becoming more common for them to work with the customizers, because everything we see in the media is just about them suing another one.
Right. Well, I remember the last time that there was the whole flurry of Nike suing customizers. I remember Complex having me on the podcast, and I want to talk about my shoe. I didn't want to talk about
you don't want to talk about that.
But obviously, I knew that was like the Jordan. My Jordan horse to get in there and talk about it, so whatever. But the whole custom thing. It's I've always been very scared of just not doing any designer stuff ever.
Yeah.
Like, even I remember Nikki Bella wanted to do a pair of Supreme Louis Vuitton once for the SummerSlam, like. And I was like, well, let's not do that. But what we can do is like, we'll take your NB and interlock it like the Louis Vuitton.
There you go.
And then instead of the Supreme, we'll do the Fearless on the back. And she loved it.
And it worked out.
But then you make it your own. You're not biting some other stuff.
Yeah.
That's where the salesman came in. I'm like, all right, we're gonna pivot and we're gonna figure out you get what you want, and I still stick to my morals and things like that, because like. Just seeing what's been happening with, not even just Dominic, but all these other people with luxury brands, like, you can't.
Yeah, and even.
It's a very.
They have the budget to just force the issue, as we've even gotten a cease and desist here and there.
Yeah, it happens. Anyone says anything designer, I'm like, no. Nope. I don't care how much you're gonna pay me. I will not do it.
And you get commissioned by Nike to do player cleats as well?
Yeah, I mean, for the most part, I usually deal with the players themselves, but obviously I do things for brands too.
For sure.
Every case is different. It could be the agency, it could be the team, it could be
whoever it is.
Whatever. I'll get reached out from people I've never even heard of, and but I'll know the person that they're representing. So I'll text them like, yo, is this person your person?
Is this legit?
Like, yes or no. Like, I remember there was one time someone said they represented Wale, and he's like, oh, he wants shoes. I'm like, screenshot. He sent it to Wale. I'm like, who's this? He goes, I do not know that person. I was like, okay.
Wale's been here a couple times. He was like, Wale was one of the first, like, early on kind of bigger celebrities that ever came to stumble upon the story.
He's just a genuine shoe guy.
Exactly. That's
I
all it
remember.
comes down to. He just wants to see it when he travels.
Yeah, I've seen his showroom, and it's obnoxious.
Crazy?
It's obnoxious. There's no boxes. It's just on the floor. Like,
Just everywhere?
Everywhere. They're all size 9.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean no good.
Yeah. What size are you?
12.
12. Okay, I'm 12, 13.
Okay.
Yeah.
I get 11 halves in like Jordan 1.
Depending on what it is.
Yeah.
Very cool. But this is the room. Yeah, like I said.
It's dope.
Obviously, Off-White and Travis is still,
of course,
on top, right?
Yeah.
As far as
you just mentioned that you could do 11.5 in Jordan 1 low. Do you have a specific silhouette or shoe that is your favorite? Like, do you have a favorite shoe?
Besides a Mache runner?
Yeah.
That can absolutely be.
Growing up in your earlier days of shoe collecting.
I grew up in a trailer park, so we didn't have a lot of money. So you got the one pair a year. And that was it. I remember mowing lawns and shoveling driveways, and Jordan 5s were my first ones.
Jordan 5s?
Black and silvers were my first ones, not back in 1990.
You know what's crazy? That's my first Jordan.
Yeah.
Same exact first Jordan.
And back then you didn't know what was coming on. There was no East Bay catalog.
Yeah.
There was no nothing. And I remember you just walking the Foot Locker, and it was the Foot Locker with like the scoreboard and like the old stuff.
Yep.
And I remember I going in there and I just thought like I had seen the 4s.
Yeah.
It was just Air Jordan. But I walked in, and then there's another one there. I'm like, oh, I guess this is what I'm getting. Because I had my $115, and I went and bought those.
And that's what it was, the Jordan 5?
Warm into the ground, and then the 6s. And I remember when I wasn't a fan of the 6s when I was 10 years old or whatever it was.
Right.
But then as time grew on, they grew on me. But I think I'm a fan of the Jordans, just like anybody else, 1 through 14. And I'm kind of, I remember when the Nike Flagship new one opened up in New York, the big one, they did the whole customization stuff, and they had like Stash, and they had Futura, and I got a Futura one that has the stuff on it. And what I did was I took it, and I got the Futura, and on the inside the swooshes were still untouched because they screened them and stuff. So I went in and started doing his circles and shit through the swooshes and stuff, just made my own thing.
Did you get to, I remember whenever this might have been the same time as when they were doing the workshop. Was it that same workshop where you had to sign up and then get into the workshop to go in?
Yeah,
I remember
that's where I just said, I'm Mache, I'm coming here to do
this.
That's one of the times I actually did flex and
it worked out.
Pull some strings. But,
because I remember other people they were like, it was almost like a reservation system they had to load on Nike. You had to log in and get in there.
Yeah, but like going back to Air Maxes, obviously there's been so many great collabs on Air Max 1s. I'm happy to hear the chlorophylls come back.
I was literally about to say, how do you feel, not only the chlorophylls, how do you feel about what is about to happen in 2025?
As someone who couldn't get a lot of those things, it's a weird line to straddle because it's like, those shoes I couldn't get. But then what's going to happen is all of us hardcore people that resonated with the undefeateds understood, the first Jordan collab and the Wu-Tang dunks and all that good stuff. All the soul heads are gonna go nuts. Kids will not give a damn. And what's gonna happen is just like all these other shoes, they come out. All of us hardcore ones that it pulls the heartstrings. We're gonna get our pairs. There's so many ones on the shelves and be like, oh, those are bricks.
It's a brick now.
And it's like, no, it's not. That's just this is how shoes used to be. To buy shoes.
I wonder if they're gonna. I wonder though if they're gonna keep it limited.
I think they will. They have to.
I just think they would be doing a disservice to the shoe world.
I think it'll obviously be limited. I don't think it's going to be near impossible. A lot of things they can't. But if they're going to do it, they have to do it for a reason to make some people happy, not just to piss people off.
Right. I just saw someone sell a pair of undefeateds for $6,300. And I was like, damn, that's crazy.
I remember back in the day, I used to people would ask me to make undefeateds from black cement 4s. Yeah. And I would paint them like the suede, the gray, and we did the stuff that's the tags. Yep. It was a process. Yeah. I kind of feel bad for those people that spent that kind of money.
I feel bad.
But I remember I got a photo. I from the Olive 5s. I painted them like the undefeated 4s. I painted them black and did all that stuff. And then I was doing something with Mayer at Atmos. This is All-Star Weekend, 2012, something like that. And I got a photo of me wearing my 5s, and then Mayer's undefeated 4s are next to me, this little size 9. It was just cool to see both.
See them both. Yeah. That's cool. I'm the moment I saw chlorophylls are coming back, I'm like, thank God. I've been chasing that pair for so long.
I have the corduroys. Yeah. I still have those, and I'll be happy to get those. And any of those Patas, I will be more happy to get. Right. All those. Going back, I hope they bring back maybe the Cherry Woods or something like that. Like I said, I love the Amsterdam Air X's, but you bring back all these old Air Maxes, whether it's Kid Robots and all these other ones, it'd be amazing. But it would just be a rust. But most of because how old are you?
I'm 36.
Okay, so you're older, but you're not that old. So I'm 45. Right. But people my generation. Crazy to say, but we'll get excited about the Kid Robots and the Hyper Strike Kid Robots. The kids what this ugly pink and red shoe. We're no, you don't even know.
You don't even know.
And I don't know. I think there's a lot of shoes that we would get excited about. They bring out the Deftones dunks or I don't know. Just those kind of things.
I'll be honest, Wu-Tang, I'm not that stoked for Wu-Tangs. It's kind of a whatever.
I'm not a dunk high guy. Yeah, I'm getting it for nostalgia. Because I like Wu-Tang.
I will say a buddy of mine, it's another guy that leaks shoes, his name's Shane. He just showed a alternate to the Wu-Tang dunk it's flipped, but the whole thing they did in perforated leather.
Oh, really?
Which I thought was really interesting for them to do that. I don't know if that's going to be an F&F or if it's going to be two different options.
They just could be fucking around.
Yeah.
Like there's so many things that just like they just do it right there. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. But if they did it, I mean obviously it'll probably be a Pro V high top. I wish they would do just an SB low.
Right. That would see, and that's my thing is like I just feel like they could pay homage to those shoes and just
do a pack.
Do a pack or flip it, do something.
Just like how how they brought back like the Tiffany's as high tops or like the Daylights as high as
there's just ways to flip them.
Yeah, they could. I mean, I think that there's some shoes that are just sacred and shouldn't touch. Like if they bring out like Paris' I'll be pissed.
Oh yeah,
and that's something that
I said that already.
Obviously coveted shoes and like I would love to have the pair, but it loses that thing, and it's not for not for the money part, but just for the sake of like how you feel like that's. Which is
it's funny because people say that whenever I was defending that on Twitter or whatever it is, right, in the forums, everybody's like, it's because you're a reseller, you want resell. I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with it. I was like, first off, I don't have any pairs of Undefeated 4s in any of my stores. I don't have any Wu-Tangs. The majority of those pairs are in collectors' hands. They're not in the hands of resale stores, and they're not letting them go, right? No. So I was like, that plays no part in this. It's just that some shoes are sacred, and I just feel like it should stay that way. Yeah. I don't know. That's just the way my take on the whole thing. But if they do bring them back, and they bring them back in limited quantities, it could work out.
Cool. I mean,
it could work out.
Scratches that itch.
It scratches the itch.
And whatever.
We'll still get a chance. People can get a chance to get the shoe if they really, put the effort in.
Yeah.
But it's not mass produced where I walk into Foot Locker, there's Undefeated 4 sitting on the wall.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
that'll never happen.
Yeah.
Never.
So,
whatever.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But we'll kind of give you guys a little bit more of a tour of the store.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the room that we're known for.
Yeah. I actually lucked out and got the berry ones.
Oh, those are going for stupid money.
I just hit on Cactus Plant. I'm like, good, the thing got it.
I got none of it. He'll tell you about his cactus plant. He has a really sad cactus plant story.
Yeah.
Go ahead, tell it, Larry, for the 37th time in this
because we're not putting this on camera, but it just has to be known that this happened to me. That
this is
I received this "You've been selected" email,
and
it
expired
within 30 minutes.
Oh no!
And that shoe's like $6,000 now, and it expired before he was able to check it out.
I had no idea.
He didn't even check.
So my buddy Sean, I don't know who he's friends with at Cactus Plant, but they just invoice him for all. He got those and the friends and families.
God, those friends and family are like
those
friends and family are like 10, 20 racks.
Yeah, yep.
One pair of shoes.
Yeah, and he was like, he goes, and I don't think of it in the moment. He's like, if you ever wanted to, just let me know. I'm like, all right, but whoever it is runs the Cactus Jack site too.
Oh, really?
Because he gets all of that.
He gets an invoice for everything.
So, yeah, if he wants it.
So maybe like 12, 13 years ago, early in our career and our other business partner, we worked at another boutique and we did this custom shoe called the Third Coast 3. It had a Texas on the back.
I wanted to ask if he is familiar with it.
And we did this shoe with a guy who's become a family to us, and his name is El Cappy.
Oh, Detroit.
Of course.
Okay,
of course.
So
family
Cappy
with us.
Family.
Yeah. Eric fucking Lowry.
Yes,
yeah.
Eric.
That's our boy.
Eric, where you been, man?
I just wanted to say shout out to
he
he is, but you have to understand, for a long time, he would come to Texas and duck off and sleep on Scott's couch and just crash with us. And
Eric would be here every 3 months. He'd be here at the store every single day for a month at a time and just duck off.
You know what's crazy about him? He's colorblind.
Yeah.
So this guy.
But he paints shoes.
But he paints.
Yeah. And does the crazy camos.
And that's why it's just bugged out.
Yeah.
So I only found that out because we were doing a painting event together in Chicago, and he had his sister with him, and he was and he was double checking with her to make sure. I'm like,
no shit.
And I was like, this motherfucker's colorblind. And I was like, this makes so much
sense. Yeah.
And I just thought that was so fucking cool. And I mean, I don't know if I'm like that people know that, or like if I'm not supposed to say that, but that's fucking dope.
Yeah.
Cap don't care. You don't give a fuck.
I know, but like
that's like J-Bar here, man. He'll put you an outfit together, but hey, can you match me to this?
It's all black and gray.
Here, let me show you a perfect example. Y'all come over here. I had Jordan put, which one was it? Was it this one or this one? It was this one. I had Jordan put this in the system, right? And I go to the website, and it says brand new private selection, cream and green, Mason tee. And I was like, Jordan, what the hell did you just do?
That's funny.
So I was like, thank God I caught it before anybody started checking out. But yeah, I do want to let you guys know, we would love for you guys. So like I was telling everybody, we've been going kind of crazy on our private selection brand.
Cutoffs are calling me. Cutoffs
Yeah,
are
I was
calling
gonna
me.
say we're one of the, honestly, I feel like we're one of the few brands that are doing crazy amounts of cutoffs.
Yeah.
So we've got cutoffs, the Mary tee, which is what I'm wearing.
Yeah.
We've got that in the cutoff. We've got the Trust No One cutoffs. This tee too, the Angel Wing tee, is like super big for us. On the back, you got the big Private P logo with the wing.
Yeah.
But yeah, we would love for you guys, if you guys want to grab any of our
Quality
stuff.
on these
Oh,
nice
please.
on
No,
tees,
you
these
had
are
hooked up with
incredible.
some stuff
Yeah.
in the past, and I was like, yeah, it's great. So
Yeah, so we yes, and even since then we've tried to continue to push it.
yeah.
So
Nah.
also, if you guys want any, we made this capsule right there for the Mavs
I
during
did.
the finals. Unfortunately, we made it at the beginning. I think we dropped it the first day of the first game of the finals.
And they
so we
lost
didn't
the
make it
first
that
2 games
Yeah.
right off the rip, so everybody was
But we got
already
those two.
over.
But yeah, you guys feel free to grab any of this.
I was in Minnesota.
Yeah, you guys want cutoffs too. These two. The Cerebrum one, also pretty dope
yeah.
cutoff that we do. And we do, we have glitter prints.
Yeah.
There's puff prints mixed in,
Yep.
certain things on the back.
No,
Yeah.
this is
What size are you guys?
XL.
XL all around?
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, you guys just let us know what you need. For
Man, y'all, honestly, I was saying this to Larry, man. We've been in a lot of stores, right? We travel, obviously, from like an in-store curation perspective.
For sure.
Some of the best. I mean, the stickers on the hats, just the diversification of shorts to jackets to hoodies.
We appreciate that. We
Honestly,
appreciate
like
that.
really impressive stuff.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And then like I said, we have hats too. So if you guys want to get any of our P logo hats, we also have our script logos. There's truckers over there.
Oh man,
y'all go crazy.
Definitely will rock. Yep. Might be the first person in Connecticut with a private selection shirt on.
There you go. There you go.
Might have to make it
second.
happen.
Oh yeah, yeah, one already. You gotta do a
The
dipset.
Dipset flip.
You gotta.
So, funny story.
Fire.
I was doing a pair for Cameron Brink on Sparks, and I was supposed to give them to her at that game where she busted her knee. I had the shoes there that day. She wanted to do a pair of Killer Cams.
Yeah.
I hit up Cameron and was like, "Yo, I'm doing Killer Cams for Cameron Brink. You could have some fun with that."
Right.
And he was like, "Oh shit, dope." So literally, I'm courtside in Connecticut. She gave me family passes for after the game to give her the shoes. First quarter, that shit. I'm like,
Oh, you're like, oh my
I
god.
was like, what do I do? So like we ended up going like after the thing, and like I was like, she's obviously not coming out, but I was like, can you like give these to her? And like,
Yeah.
I don't know, but I was
Oh, that's
so
I'd be
I was,
bummed.
bro, I was so sad.
I'd be bummed.
Yeah, she's in my opinion, she's arguably the most popular chick in
So-
the
Yeah.
WNBA.
So, yeah, so here's the shoe. So like we did them with the pink and we did them with the Sparks, like real simple, but
Yeah,
they're like whatever.
no, that's fire.
And then we like heard like 22 on the back, but this was the kicker, the insoles.
Can we get this on camera?
Yeah.
Hard.
So.
Hard.
So
Killers.
I've actually never shown these yet because like here's literally me courtside wearing my
Yep.
silvers and that's
And then that shit.
and I was like no.
Wow.
So
No.
terrible and like,
Crazy.
yeah, it's like that was like the actual
So what is the follow up? Is she?
Yeah, exactly.
Was there any like?
nothing yet because
Yeah,
like her
is she just
DM
out of there right
she's
now?
just kind of like whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
she's like, I'm not putting the shoe on.
Well,
for
I
anything
haven't even
soon."
heard from her because you know like for one for who she is, she ain't checking DMs. Her DMs gotta be crazy.
Yeah.
So like I kind of went through.
Especially after something like that.
I went through the Currys to get to her because that's her step godparents,
Yeah,
God,
yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
So even have her even. Then she followed me. Then we talked.
yeah.
And then that happened. And obviously she's not like, oh, I wonder what Mache's doing. She
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
care.
yeah.
You know, she's trying to get her life together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So you just wait for the right time.
Yeah.
Later,
You know, I
down
followed
the
up.
road.
I was like, hopefully she'll just get bored one day and go look and be like, oh yeah.
yeah.
Or the day she decides to, when she comes back and she's gonna wear that shoe, because you can't just have that Killer Cam and not bust it out
Bro,
at some
I know.
point.
And
So
it was crazy.
that shoe's coming out.
Yeah.
At some
So
point.
and they just announced that WNBA and New Balance basketball are doing a partnership, and they were just showing her. I'm like, what is this timing?
Yeah. Damn.
Yep.
You know, like what about me?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
so whatever. But yeah.
That's how I've been feeling about Gatorade lately. I just see, like, I tried so hard and they were not trying to see this world but they just
And
knew
now-
that kids were bringing Gatorades, and it was just
There
we
was
had
a
wild thing.
point where we would show up to every sneaker con, we'd go in the line, and I'd say 50% of the line would be there with blue Gatorades to give to this man.
Yeah.
And we started lining Gatorades up we'd have our whole little, section and whatever in sneaker con, and we would just line up hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of Gatorades every single time.
To the point where
We spoke to...
he was like the head of multicultural for PepsiCo, and
Yeah.
he came by and sees a booth full of Gatorade.
He's
He
like, "What the
asked
hell's
my
going
wife
on?"
happened to be there, and he's just like, "What the fuck is this going on?"
Yeah.
You know. So I explained to him what was going on. He throws me in a meeting with some girl. She had no idea what was going on or why she was in this meeting, and it went nowhere. But it's like now I see Gatorade doing Eric Emanuel collabs, and now they're like getting there, and that's exactly. I'm like,
And then
where
he
was
retired. And
it?
then he retired.
And he retired.
Yeah, and then he
shortly
retired right
It's
after. They were
like,
like,
bro, where was this energy last year, bro?
Hey, everything happens for a reason.
Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
Don't make you do it because you're drive yourself nuts, or you're gonna,
Yep.
or you're just gonna eat you alive.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
believe me, there's a lot of things that still burn in me. But, they gotta move past it. Whatever.
Big shout out to Mache for coming by, man. It's a huge blessing. As somebody we've looked up to in this
sure.
game for a long time. Like, this is a big deal for us to have you, and so we appreciate you coming by. Anytime you're in Dallas, now you know.
I am
tapped
here.
in.
Most definitely.
Thank you, man.
Great
Yes, sir.
hospitality, taking care of me and the boys.
Yep.
Tell the people again where they can find you on Instagram and where they can find your new shoe.
Mashu705 on Instagram, and X is what it is.
Yep.
MashCustoms.com, the Mache runners in different silhouettes. We drop one pretty much every single month at MashCustoms.com. Check Instagram if you can see my feed on Instagram, because we know how that goes.
Yep.
But yeah, we drop it all the time. We got a golf shoe coming out. That's something I've never said before.
Yeah, there you go.
that.
So we got a lot of exciting stuff happening. I just cannot wait to see how
right.
it gets received, and appreciate
There you
you
go.
guys' support and all that stuff.
100%.
Of course, man. Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
so
thanks,
much.
Joe.
All right. See y'all next time.